Hey folks, you might want to bookmark this video. This video is going to cover how to turn your iPad mini into a proper e-reader. We're going to go over an accessory that will give it more for reading, that will help with reading, and also some tips and adjustments in software how to make a proper e-reader. So I have the iPad mini 6. The iPad mini 6 and 7 are pretty similar. But the first thing I want to show is this matte screen protector. So the matte screen protector, this is a magnet one. I suggest looking for the magnet ones if you can. I'll put the one I bought in the link in the description below with the Amazon affiliate. But these are better than the ones that you have to adhesively apply. It's just a magnet and I don't get bubbles when I apply it. So the first thing you want to do is apply the screen protector to the iPad mini. And this one is, like I said, this one's a magnet, so I don't get the bubbles and it comes easily off. So it takes away that glossy feel, that look when you look at the iPad mini. So that'll give it more like a paper-like feel kind of look. Some people are still not a fan of the iPad mini, but there's ways to, with software, to give it that more book feel. So what I'm going to do is go into settings, and the first thing I want to show you what to do is how to grayscale it, how to turn it black and white. And then we're going to go into display text and size. We're going to scroll down and go to color filter. So these has like the gamut of colors here. And what you want to do, this is going to grayscale it. So now we have the matte screen protector, and then we're going to grayscale it. So that turned it to grayscale. So you see that's all kind of black and white. So let's go into Kindle. So let's go back. Now my Kindle library is not so distracting with vivid colors. So with the matte screen, it makes it easier to read. We're gonna go into the Constitution. And then you see how it is. A lot easier to read. So another tip I wanna show you is if you're a nighttime reader, how to adjust the warm light. So what you want to do is go to display and brightness, go to night shift, and if you adjust this color bar, it'll make it go like that warm orange where you can read at night. However, it looks like it auto adjusts by itself. So how to get rid of that auto adjust so it could stay at that warm color, then you want to go into this manual enable until tomorrow. So now let's go back. Let's get out of this. Let's go back to Kindle. So when we read at night, we have the matted screen protector now. It's grayscaled and we have a warm light on. So this makes it a lot easier to read at night. So you just have to mess with that setting to do that so you can be a nighttime reader there. One last thing I want to show you is if you're into audiobooks or TTS, text to speech, I want to show you this right here, how to enable text to speech. So what you want to do is go to spoken content, and then you want to enable, let's turn this all off so you can see it from the beginning. You want to enable speak on screen, and then you want to enable this controller to show, and then you can go back. And then let's see, one more thing. I have it where it highlights what to read. So I have words, so it'll highlight the words or sentences there. And then you can also change the voice of Siri. So let's see if we can find English here. There it is. It's already preset. So this is the voice I already have for Siri.
Hi, I'm Siri.
But they have a whole bunch of voices you could choose from.
Hi, I'm Siri.
Hi, I'm Siri.
Hi, I'm Siri. Hi, I'm Siri.
I like
Hi,
voice
I'm
one.
Siri.
So let's go back. We have it on English, voice one for Siri. We have it where it's speak on screen, speech controller on. And then what we want to do is go back, and it should enable, if we did it right, a side speak bar. So there's supposed to be in like an arrow somewhere in between here that's usually defaulted, but it looks like it didn't turn on. So let's see what happened here. Let's go back into spoken content, and let's enable this. There it goes. Did you see it pop on? So I made it disappear. Let's show it again. Spoken content. So we're going to go back. We're going to go back to Kindle, and we have that little arrow thing. So if you want your Apple device to read to you, not the Amazon one, which I already had enabled for Kindle, you want to hit play.
Amendment 14. Privileges and immunities, due process, equal protection, apportionment of representatives, Civil War disqualification, and debt. 1868. Section 1. All persons.
Isn't that pretty cool? You got, now you don't have to spend money on Audible if you don't need to. You can just have your Apple device read it to you. Let me turn this off. You could also, within Amazon ecosystem for Kindle, you could also enable the text-to-speech too with their device with the iPad mini, if you didn't know that. So I don't like the voices as much for the assistant reader, but I'll show you how to enable it and turn it off.
Amendment 9. Non-enumerated rights.
Sounds like a real robot there, right?
The enumeration in the Constitution.
So
Certain rights.
that's why I like the Siri one a little bit better. But how I enabled that, let's go back on the screen so you see it, because I kind of did it fast, is when you get this to pop up, that dashboard, you want to go to the lettering, and then you want to go to more, and then this is how you turn that off and on where it reads it. So if you turn it off, you won't see the play button on the bottom right. If you turn it on, you'll see that play button. So when I double tap, I get this, and then it'll read it to you.
Due process, equal protection, apportionment of representatives, Civil War
So
disqualification, and debt.
For all your readers that have an iPad mini, definitely recommend using your iPad mini if you're on a budget and this is the only thing you got. Some of these tips will help you make it a more enjoyable, readable process for yourself. If you thought this video was helpful, please like the video, share it. Until the next time, have a good day.